What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we're going to be looking at another very exciting new battle card, which is going to be coming out in the Transformers TCG in Wave 2, Rise of the Combiners. Just like Focus Fire that we looked at the other day, this was revealed by the lovely folks at tabletopgaming.co.uk. Fun fact, the only physical magazine I buy on a monthly basis, and that is true. And it started because they gave me a free Transformers card. I'm a sucker, all right. So, it's called Enemy Combat Analysis, and it's another one of these cards that has a green icon. Now, the good news is that we got a brilliant article recently on the Facebook group which clarified a couple things about green icons. So green icons, what they do, if you flip this card while attacking or defending, you can discard a card from your hand and then put the card with a green icon in your hand instead. What was clarified was that this resolves at the end of battle, meaning you cannot just whack a piece through tyranny down instead and go tee-hee-hee double orange icons. It is not that good, that would be broken. And you can only resolve one green icon per battle. So if you flip an enemy combat analysis and something like a focus fire, you have to make a decision as to which one of the two you would rather get. You can't just discard two cards from your hand and pick up them both. Cool. So with that borne in mind, what does this actually do? Well, it reads, while the upgraded character is battling an enemy that has the same number of stars as it, the upgraded character has +2 attack and +2 defense. And it is a utility, which means you are upping your attack without using your weapon slot, and it means you are upping your defense without using your armor slot. These are fantastic things. Now, it is a utility, so it locks you out of other utilities like Force Field, but we'll get to that in a minute. As far as I'm concerned, any character that gets +2 attack and +2 defense got to be a good thing. I mean, you look at Bumblebee Legendary Warrior, one of the secret rares from the Transformers TCG Wave 1, and it gets +2 attack, +2 defense if it's the only character on the battlefield. And that's a good skill. This can give any of your characters that, which is rather wonderful. Here's the thing though. This is weirdly specific because essentially it doesn't even have an orange or a blue icon. It's only got a green icon. So if you flip it while attacking, you're not getting any bonus in terms of attacking or defending. It is only there to help you get it into your hand. So essentially, if you're playing against a deck that has characters the same star cost as yours, this is phenomenal. And I mean like over and out phenomenal. The closest we've got in terms of an upgrade card here is Ion Blaster of Optimus Prime, which can only be put on Optimus Prime and gives you +2 attack, +1 defense. The reason for the disparity is that the average attack is 4, average defense is 2, so you're basically adding 50% to each. And this is only for Optimus Prime. This is a phenomenal card when it works, and the when it works is absolutely crucial. Now, my first thought here was, hang on a second, this set is called Rise of the Combiners. We're getting Combiners. Now, the only one we've seen so far is Predaking. Predaking is a 25-star character. Now, you have to wait until the 5 Predacons have combined. They are individually 5-star characters. Predaking is 25. But presumably, a lot of the other combiners are going to be 25-star characters, because otherwise you can play a combiner and other cards. Now, in a WTF interview, one of the designers of the game did confirm that there is at least one combiner which doesn't cost 25 stars, and they did say you'll be able to play another character card with it, which means it is a maximum of 21. Because the weakest characters we've got at the moment are 4 stars. They are the Metroplex characters like Slammer, for instance. So we know that we are getting at least one. But I'm willing to bet, and it's nothing more than reckless speculation, but I think we're only getting one. We're getting 6 of the combiners. I think 5 of them are going to be 25 cost characters. You can be fairly sure that at least some of them are going to be 25-star characters. Which means if you whack this onto a combiner, that is going to give you an advantage against other combiners. And we don't know enough at the moment to know whether the combiners are good, but it's fair to assume that probably some of them are going to see play. And then, of course, let's not forget Metroplex. Metroplex is a 25-star character, although it can then deploy bots like Slammer from under it. Kind of like an anti-combiner. And Metroplex is a Titan, and it is designated as a Titan. It is the only Titan we've got. But in the Metroplex deck, we were given a playset of height advantage, which gives bold 4 to a Titan. So you know more Titans are coming. There's no point designating something as a Titan and then printing a support card for a Titan if we're not going to get more Titans. And again, I can't guarantee that all future Titans are going to be 25 stars, but I think it's fair to assume there's a good chance they will. So actually, if we take 25-star characters, you can assume most of the combiners and most, if not all, of the Titans are going to use this. This may well be a card that in a year and a half's time, everyone's playing combiners and Titans, and then it becomes really good. But 25 stars was the first one that sprang to mind for me. But how about 12 stars? I really like the idea of playing Inferno with this. Now, Inferno is a half vanilla card. There's no skill in bot mode. But what we see is an attack of 8, which is brilliant, and a defense of 3, which is brilliant. I mean, we don't have any characters with an attack of 9. Those characters don't exist, at least in Wave 1. We see that Inferno's got an attack of 8, and we see that Optimus Prime Battlefield Legends got an attack of 8, and they are the only characters that have an attack of 8. Attack of 8, phenomenal. Defense of 3, very good. Now imagine you get one of these on, and you've got an attack of 10 and a defense of 5. That's a beast. The thing is, it's only really against Nemesis Prime, because Nemesis Prime is the only really good at 12 cost character. There is one more. Anyone know what it is? It's Optimus Prime Freedom Fighter, but Optimus Prime Freedom Fighter as a 12 cost has so far proven to be not good enough. So as it stands at the moment, I love this with Inferno against Nemesis, but that's about it. So what I did was I sat down and I started looking at the star costs of characters, and there are 2 others which I think are relevant. First of all, we've got the 10-star characters, Bumblebee Legendary Warrior, and then we've got Grimlock and Megatron Decepticon Leader, all of which are pretty good and I've seen featured in a bunch of decks. There's also Ramjet and Jetfire that are 10 stars, but they're a little bit less relevant. So all of these 10-star characters could use this against each other. And the other one that springs to mind is 5-star characters, because you've already seen that all 5 of the Predacons are 5 stars, so in a Predaking Predacon mirror match, this would be phenomenal. If neither player is combined, you can use this on any of your Predacons against any of your opponent's Predacons. And if you both combined, you can use this on your Predaking against your opponent's Predaking. But I'm willing to bet there's going to be other combiners with 5-cost characters, which means it's going to be great against them as well. Not to mention that in Wave 1 we got RC, which is good, Flame War, which is good, and Kickback, which is part of your general Insecticon team. And I think they are the sweet spots there, 25, 12, 10, and 5. Although if you found another sweet spot, do let me know in the comments. And do remember that as more cards get revealed and released, this is going to change. This could be a phenomenal card if the metagame shifts to lots of very similar cost characters. Now, it is a utility, so it means giving up Force Field, which makes me sad, but if you're playing a truck deck, it means giving up something like Cargo Trailer, so you do need to weigh this up against other utilities. But you got a green pip, which means either you draw it and attach it, or you flip it and put it into your hand, ready to attach it next turn. The thing is, you're giving up an orange or blue pip. This is essentially a pipless card in terms of attacking or defending. You ain't getting extra attack, you ain't getting extra defense. And just like I talked about with Vandalize recently, there's a link to that one in the description. That was the last of my exclusive reveals, but I had fun doing them. This is the perfect sideboard card. Now, sideboards, some games have sideboards, some don't, but a sideboard is basically a few extra cards that aren't in your deck that in a best of 3 you can substitute in between games. And if you end up playing against a deck that has a lot of similar cost characters to you, this is phenomenal. Because that is essentially our conclusion on enemy combat analysis. It is either a ridiculous card or a complete and utter waste of a deck space. It's why I think it's a great sideboard card. It's not something I can recommend wholeheartedly putting into a whole bunch of decks, but if you think that you're going to be facing a bunch of decks that have characters that cost the same as yours, oh my goodness, this is phenomenal. So there we go. But at this stage, ladies and gentlemen, I would very much like to know what you think about enemy combat analysis. So please do let me know in the comment section. Go nuts. But please do remember the most important rule as always. Be nice, would ya? And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and follow me on Twitter at the Wossy, where I talk about Transformers and other games. And do check out Tabletop Gaming. It's a genuinely good magazine. But by far the most important thing as always is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.